Guys, will it ever end?
We'll see if it does. Thanks, Doris. Peyton with the ball. Peyton left side. Almost, but it rolls out. Indiana leading by 7. Brooks with it. Picked up by Harris. Stuckey kicks to Brooks. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Fournier passes to Harris, and he gets the bucket. Harris has got 14 points for the game.
Man, great ball movement. They're just picking this defense apart with their passing.
Well, how about the 3 Ps, Steve? Purposeful, precise, passing. We love it, and so does this team because they're taking advantage. Of.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Brooks.
Well, that's not really his game. I mean, he shouldn't be. Shooting the ball from out there.
There's the dish to Oladipo. Harris a screen on Stuckey. Takes the 13-footer. It's rebounded by Indiana. George has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
One of the issues that the Magic had to deal with last year and will undoubtedly have to find an answer for this year is finding somebody who can create his own shot.
Here is Mahinmi. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Peyton outside. He dishes it to Harris. Harris setting the pick for Oladipo. Wide open look. That's good. And the key to what you said a moment ago, Orlando needs to find someone who, Steve, can create their own shot efficiently.
Well, that's always a hard asset to find. I mean, there aren't many guys who can really do that in the NBA, but that's the next step for this franchise. It's one of the reasons they've accumulated assets and draft choices. They're searching for that man, and they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
A lot of positive, Steve, for the Pacers last year and how they started the season. You know, Clark, you saw this firsthand every night, dominating early, but they did have a falling off point.
Yeah, after the All-Star break, they went from looking unbeatable to looking like just another team, but they were able to gather themselves just in time and make a deep playoff run.
West is checked in for Indiana. The Pacers making a switch here. Brooks checked in. Peyton outside. He kicks to Harris. Harris, right side. Soft touch off the glass. Harris has got 16 points.
You know, with the Pacers, although they didn't end the regular season as they might have wanted to, they were still able to rest a number of players down the stretch and prepare for their playoff run, which ended up with the conference finals again.
Maybe that'll get him going here in the second quarter. He already knocked down 2 in the first.
Peyton dishes to Vucevic. Pass to Oladipo. Vucevic setting the pick for Oladipo. Payton drives in. Shot clock at 6. Harris. That's blocked.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Well, the Pacers were running away with the Eastern Conference last year, and I think they took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit second half of the year. They struggled at times, made some moves, but ultimately righted the ship and made a deep playoff run.
Now, here's Oladipo. 8 points for him.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
The drive by Brooks. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Payton kicks to Harris. Wide open. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got his 5th assist in this one.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Here is Watson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Brooks from outside. It's rebounded by Payton.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
Harris a screen on George. Fournier pass to Harris. And he lays it straight in. Harris has got 20 points.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Brooks kicks to Watson. Brooks against Harris. George with no one around. Indiana again missing.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Here's Payton. Inside to Vucevic. And he gets it to go. Now just a 2-point Indiana lead.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Brooks misses. The Magic shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Payton outside. Payton right side to the right side. And it's Harris off the drive. And again, it's Orlando converting.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. And you talk about huge single-game scoring performances like we're watching here tonight. Going back, only one player, think of this, only one player in NBA history to go triple digits. And that's the big difference. Wilt Chamberlain on March 2nd, 1962.
Yeah, 100 points. I mean, one of those records that stood a long time, and perhaps no player has so single-handedly dominated the game the way Wilt did.
Now off the inbound, and Green gets it to go.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Now here is George. Hill kicks to Scola. Tries to snap the cold streak, and he gets it to go. Scola's got 4 points in the quarter.
Now you gotta love the footwork. How about that turnaround? Well, the Pacers gave up a lot to acquire Luis Scola from Phoenix last season, especially for a player who probably didn't fit into Suns' plans anyway. They gave up Miles Plumlee, Gerald Green, and a first-round pick. That shows you how highly they thought of the Argentine power forward.
And it's Orlando's ball. Now Harkless. Passes it to Oladipo. Now here's Harkless. Back to Oladipo. They kick it out to Green. And he's good on the 3-ball. Green's got the lead up to 3 now for the Magic.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Hibbert with a screen for Scola. The shot by George, wide open. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
How about that? They respond to a 3-pointer with a quick 3 of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Now here's Harkless. He's against Hibbert. No good from Fry.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Oladipo against Scola. Scola left side. Harkless with the steal.
Kevin, thank you. Here.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. A fantastic game from the kid in this one.
I loved his approach, guys. He came out aggressively, took the ball into the teeth of the defense, and either got points at the rim or drew fouls.
Most of the time he's been drawing fouls. He has the free throw total to show for it, as well as a few nicks and bruises.
Brooks is out there with Paul George. Then there's Rodney Stuckey. Then it's Roy Hibbert. And it's Hill in at the 1. That's the Pacers' 5. Hibbert with a screen on Harris. It's Brooks on the wing. Vucevic defending. And then Hibbert with the dunk. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Here's Harris. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Harris has got 26. Indiana trailing here. Deflects the pass, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Harris on the double team. Stuckey outside, out of bounds. Orlando takes possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands too.
Orlando's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Harris a screen on Hill. Payton dishes to Harris. And Oladipo has it in the corner. Got a piece of it. Vucevic the pass to Fournier. From outside, off the mark. And so here is Indiana. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
He'll call you out, Doris, that's for sure. Thanks.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, their offense in the paint hasn't been a whole lot better.
Here's Brooks. And there are the Pacers with another bucket.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Magic have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half.
Pacers went with an almost entirely new bench last season. It had been a major weakness for the team in 2012-13. The bench was much improved, and you've got to have that to be able to compete at your highest level, no doubt.
Now here's Brooks. Non-stop scoring machine here. And the layup is good.